Hello student, in last three lectures we have seen the concept of permutation and the problems related to permutation. Now in this lecture we are going to study about the combination. Now combination means what and why we require the concept of combination. In permutation we need the order arrangement. That means order is important in permutation. But in real life situation, every time we are not interested in arranging the data in a particular order, sometimes only selection is sufficient. And that's why we have the concept of combination. So a combination is a selection of some or all of a number of different objects where the order of the selection is immaterial. Now, whenever we are saying that selection is important, suppose there are 20 students in a class and teacher is going to select 5 students from that class. Now, who is selected, that is important. Whether the teacher is calling that student by the first, then second, then third or fourth or fifth. So whose name is taken first, that is not important. Whether we have selected or not, that is important. So in this case, combination concept is used. So the number of selection of R objects from the given n objects is denoted by NCR. C stands for combination. N means what is the total number of objects. R means how many objects are selected and is given by NCR is equal to, either it can be written by this one or it can be written in the bracket n on the top and r is at the bottom, is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. Obviously r is less than or equal to n and r is always greater than 0, or it can be equal to 0 also. Now let us see some results related to this combination. First result is that NC0 is always equal to 1. Now let us prove it. We have the formula NCR is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. When we required NC0, substitute r is equal to 0. So it is n factorial, r factorial means 0 factorial and n minus r means n minus 0 factorial. So it is equal to n factorial upon 0 factorial is 1, n minus 0 that is n, so n factorial. So n factorial upon n factorial that is equal to 1. So NC0 is always 1. Now let us prove the second result, that is NCN is always equal to 1. Again same, that is use the formula of NCR. So NCR is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. We need NCN, that means r is equal to n. So substitute r is equal to n in the formula. So n factorial upon r means n. So n factorial into n minus r is again n. So it is n fact and then factorial. So n minus n, that is 0 factorial. And this n factorial upon n factorial, that is equal to 1. So NCN is equal to 1. Now let us see the third result, that is NC1 is equal to n. Everywhere whenever we are proving in the LHS, use the formula for combination, that is NCR. So NC1, so we have the formula n factorial upon r means 1 factorial into n minus r, that means n minus 1 factorial. Now we have n is equal to, every time we are able to write n as n into n minus 1 factorial, that is next object or n next n is reduced by 1 and n minus 1 factorial upon this n minus 1 factorial as it is. So n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial get cancelled. So remaining is n. Fourth result is NCR is equal to NCN minus r. Now I am taking here RHS first. So NCN minus r. Use the formula for combination, that is n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. Now here instead of r we are having n minus r. So substitute r is equal to n minus r. So it is n factorial upon n minus r factorial into n minus r. This r is replaced by n minus r and factorial notation. Now open the bracket, n minus plus r. So plus n minus n get cancelled and here it will remain r factorial, and this n factorial, n minus r factorial remains as it is. And now see the formula for NCR. What is the formula for NCR? N factorial r factorial upon n minus r factorial. So this we got in the solving that simplified form. So the LHS is NCR. So here for this we are able to write n factorial upon n minus r factorial into r factorial, that is nothing but the NCR, and that is the proof. Fifth result, that is NCR is equal to NPR upon r factorial. Now consider the LHS. NCR. Use the formula for NCR, n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. Now I have written it separately, this n factorial as it is, this n minus r factorial I have taken here in the as a denominator into 1 upon this r factorial. Now this n factorial into n minus r factorial, that is nothing but NPR formula, that is permutation, and this 1 upon r factorial as it is, so divided by r factorial. So NCR is equal to NPR upon r factorial. Now consider the next result, that is NCR minus 1 plus NCR is equal to n plus 1 CR. Now this result is useful for solving the examples. See here, r minus 1 and r, these are the two successive terms in the selection. Here the n is same, but when you are taking the RHS, this r is as it is and this n is increased by 1, that is n plus 1 CR. Now consider the LHS, apply the formula for combination and then take some common and simplify it. Now consider the LHS, NCR minus 1 plus NCR. Now apply the formula for each term, that is n factorial upon r minus 1 factorial into n minus this r minus 1 factorial plus this formula, that is n factorial r factorial up into n minus r factorial. The next term, this n factorial as it is. Now in this proof we have to consider the common factors to be taken out, but here we are not getting common factors directly, so we want to bring it. How to bring it? Consider this r minus 1 factorial and r factorial. Always try to reduce the larger factorial or larger term into smaller term. So here r factorial and r minus 1. So r factorial is the bigger term. So we can write r factorial in terms of r minus 1 factorial, that is r factorial is equal to r into r minus 1 factorial. So here I am writing, instead of this r, I am writing here r into r minus 1 factorial. Next is here n minus r plus 1 and here we are having n minus r. So the biggest term is n minus r plus 1. So again we will write that is n minus r plus 1 factorial is equal to n minus r plus 1 and the next term reduced by 1. So plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled, so it is n minus r factorial. Now use these two results in this one. So this n minus r plus 1 factorial will be written as now this one, that is n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. Now we can have the common factor from the numerator n factorial, so that n factorial get common. From the denominator, here it is r minus 1 factorial, here in the second term r minus 1 factorial, so it is taken out. Then here it is n minus r factorial, here it is n minus r factorial, so n minus r factorial, that is taken out. So what remains? From the first term, this n factorial is outside, r minus 1 factorial is outside, and the n minus r, that is outside. So what remains? N minus r plus 1. So that is 1 upon n minus r plus 1 plus 1 upon r factorial. Now These terms are as it is outside the bracket. Simplified the bracket by taking the cross multiplication. Now here is the cross multiplication. Sorry, here should not be factorial notation. It should be only r. Now here we are having, this is 1 upon n minus r plus 1 plus 1 upon r. Now take the cross multiplication. So this is the cross multiplication and this term. So it gives n minus r plus n plus r minus r and plus 1. So minus r plus r get cancelled. So it is n plus 1 upon these two terms. Now here again, now here we are having n factorial and n plus 1. So rearrange the terms, n plus 1 into n factorial. This r and this r minus 1 factorial. So that can be written as r into r minus 1 factorial. This term n minus r factorial and this term n minus r plus 1. These are the consecutive terms. So write it properly. So n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. Now these are the two successive terms. So reverse way we can write, this is the smallest term n factorial and this one is the successive bigger term, that is n plus 1. So combinedly these two we can write as a n plus 1 factorial. So here we are having, that is n plus 1 factorial, because r into r minus 1 factorial is r factorial, n plus 1 into n plus into n factorial. Here we require so this n plus 1 into n factorial, that is n plus 1 factorial. So now we have got n plus 1 factorial upon r factorial into n plus 1 minus r factorial. So this is the formula for combination. So in the numerator we are having n plus 1. So right here n plus 1. Denominator is r factorial. So it is r factorial. And the subtraction of these two terms, that is n plus 1 minus r. So n plus 1 minus r, that is the second term. So this is the n plus 1 CR. Now let us see the next result. NCX is equal to NCY, then either x is equal to y or x plus y is equal to n. Now consider the first one, that is NCX is equal to NCY. If the combinations are same, total number of objects are same, their values are same, then total number of selection of the object must be same. So obviously x is equal to y. Now we want to see the second one, that is x plus y is equal to n. Now we have proved the result, that is NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So we can write this NCX as NCX is equal to NCN minus X. Now consider the terms which we want to prove, that is NCX is equal to NCY. For this NCX we can write as NCN minus X. So here we can write NCN minus X. This RHS, that is NCY as it is. Now the first part we have proved, that is if NCX is equal to NCY, then X must be equal to Y. Same logic here we can use, N same. So N minus X must be equal to Y. So N minus X is equal to Y, and therefore take this X to the RHS, minus X will become plus. So N is equal to X plus Y or X plus Y is equal to N. So from this 1 and 2 we are having either X is equal to Y or X plus Y is equal to N. Now let us see some examples related to these combinations by using the formula of combination. In how many ways a committee consisting of 3 men and 2 women can be chosen from 7 men and 5 women? Now see, we want to frame a committee. That committee requires 3 men and 2 men. In the population itself, we are having 7 men and 5 women. Now these 3 men will come from this 7 men. So we want to select 3 men from the 7. So 3 men can be selected from 7 men in NCR. So N is equal to 7, R is equal to 3. So it is 7C3 ways. We want 2 women. That 2 women will come from 5 women. So that can be written as, so 2 women can be selected from 5 men in 5C2 ways. That is here N is equal to 5 and 2 is equal to, R is equal to 2. So it is 5C2 ways. And we want both men and women. So since and is there, by multiplication principle, total number of ways committee can be formed is this 7C3 into this 5C2. So it is, apply the formula for combination. 7C3 is 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into 7 minus 3, that is 4 factorial, into this 5C2 is nothing but 5 factorial upon 2 factorial into 5 minus 2, that is 3 factorial. Now 7 factorial you can write as a product from 1 to 7. 3 factorial means product of 1 to 3. 4 factorial means product of 1 to 4. Now up to 1 to 4 it will get cancelled. Remaining is, or up to this, then 5 factorial can be written as product of 1 to 5. This 2 factorial means 1 into 2 and this 3 factorial means 2 into 3. Now here up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here in the numerator 1, 2, 3, 4 it will get cancelled. So then in the denominator 2 3s are 6. So here it is 6. So 6 get cancelled. So remaining is 5 into 7. So the first one is 5 into 7. In the second term, here up to 3 it will get cancelled. So 4 into 5. But here in the denominator is 2. So 4 into 5, that is divided by 2. That means 2 into 5. So the remaining is 5 into 7 into 2 into 5. So 5 7s are 35, 2 5s are 10. So 35 into 10, that is equal to 350. So in 350 ways we can frame a committee, or we can form a committee of 3 men and 2 women. See the second example. A group consists of 4 girls and 7 boys. In how many ways can a team of 5 members is to be selected if the team has no girls, at least 1 boy and 1 girl, and at least 3 girls? Now let us go for the first one, that is no girls. When the team does not want any girl, means all should be boys. So the number no girls means all the boys. So all the boys, so committee of 5 members. So N we required here 5. So 5 boys can be selected. How many boys are in the team? That means in the population 7. So 5 boys can be selected from 7 boys in 7CP. That is 7CR. So R is equal to 5. So 7C 5 ways. So use the formula 7 factorial upon 5 factorial. 7 minus 5, that is 2 factorial. Up to 5 factorial it will get cancelled. 7 factorial and 5 factorial. So after 5 remains is 6 and 7. So 6 up into 7 divided by this 2. So it is 6 7s are 42 divided by 2, that is 21 ways. Now second one is at least 1 boy and 1 girl. Now what do you mean by at least? At least means minimum. So at least 1 boy and 1 girl means minimum 1 boy and 1 girl. So out of 5, 1 girl and 1 boy should be constant. Then you can change the remaining 3. So how we can change? That is 1 boy and 4 girl. That is possible. Or increase the boy by 1. So it is 2 boys. So reduce the girl, because totally every time we require a team of 5. So 3 girls. Or 3 boys and 2 girls. So 3 twos are 5. Or 4 boys and 5 girls. Sorry, 4 boys and 1 girl. So that is possible. Now we cannot take 5 boys because at least 1 boy and 1 girl. That means minimum 1 girl is required. So we cannot take 5 boys. So that is the last limitation, that is 4 boys and 1 girl. Now here it is and in between. So whenever there is and, we should use multiplication principle, and whenever there is or, there we should use addition principle. So whenever there are some examples of at least or at most type, there we will have multiplication principle as well as addition principle, both we want to use. So here the first we will solve it partly, that is first part, that is 1 boy and 4 girls. So 1 boy and 4 girls can be selected in. Now see how many boys we have, that is 7 boys and 4 girls. So this 1 boy will come from 7 boys in 7C1 ways. Now the 4 girls will come from 4 girls, that is 4C4 ways. Now second one, that is 2 boys and 3 girls. So 2 boys and 3 girls can be selected in 7, that is total number of boys. Selection is of 2, so 7C2 into 4 girls we have. Out of that we want to select 3, so it is 4C3 ways. Third one is 3 boys and 2 girls. So 3 boys and 2 girls can be selected in 7C3 into 4C2 ways. And the last one is 4 boy and 1 girl, that is 4 boys and 1 girl can be selected in 7C4 into 4C1 ways. Now here everywhere we have written that is a multiplication principle. So and is there, that's why we are using here multiplication principle. Now in between we are having or. That means in each of these we should use the addition sign. So by addition principle, total number of ways a team of 5 members with at least 1 boy and 1 girl can be performed is equal to this first one, that is 7C1 into 4C4 plus 7C2 into 4C3 plus 7C3 into 4C2 plus 7C4 into 4C1. And now simplify it by using the formula of combination. So 7C1, that is we know that NC1 is always equal to N, so it is 7. 4C4, that is NCN, that is also 1. So it is 7 into 1, that is 7. Now it is 7 factorial upon 2 factorial into 7 minus 2, that is 5 factorial, into this one 4 factorial upon 3 factorial and 4 minus 1, that is 1 factorial, plus this one is 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into 7 minus 3, that is 4 factorial, into this is 4C2, that means 4 factorial, 2 factorial, 4 minus 2, that is 2 factorial, plus this one 7C4, that is 7 factorial, 4 factorial, 7 minus 4, that is 3 factorial, into that is 4 factorial, 1 factorial, 4 minus 1, that is 3 factorial, or directly you can write 4 also. Now simplify this and we get the answer, that is 7 plus 21 into 4 plus 35 into 6 plus 35 into 4. So the total answer is 441. So 441 ways are there that we can form the committee with at least 1 boy and 1 girl. Now the third one is at least 3 girls. At least 3 girls means minimum 3 girls. So minimum 3 girls means we can go up to 3 girls or 4 girls. But here 5 girls are not possible, because here in the population we have originally 4 girls. So we can select maximum 4 girls, not beyond that. So here when we are having this minimum 3 girls means we can go 3 girls or 4 girls. So 3 girls means what? We want the committee of 5. So 3 girls means remaining should be boys. So 3 girls and 2 boys. Or This 4 girls means 4 girl and 1 is remaining, so that should be boy. So and 1 boy. Now take the first part, 3 girls and 2 boys. This first one, that is 4 girls and 1 boy. So 4 girls and 1 boy can be selected in 4C4 into 7 boys are there. So 7C1, that is a 7C1 ways. Then 3 girls and 2 boys. So 3 girls and 2 boys can be selected in 4C3 into 7C2 ways. So here we are using multiplication principle because and is there. Now here is the OR. So we are having by addition principle, total number of ways a team of 5 members with at least 3 girls can be formed, that is equal to 4C4 into 7C1 plus this 4C3 into 7C2. Now simplify this by and find out the answer. So the calculation part I will leave to you. Now see the next example. A bag contains 4 red and 6 black balls. If 5 balls are selected at random from one after another without replacement, the number of combinations in which at least 2 red balls are included. Now we have 4 red balls and 6 black balls. At least 2 red balls. At least 2 red balls means what? Bag contains 4 red and 6 balls. If 5 balls are selected, that means maximum we want 5 balls at each time. So whenever at least 2 red balls means we can have 2 red balls or 3 red balls or 4 red balls. But we cannot have 5 red balls because maximum we are having 4 red. Now 2 red balls means we want totally 5 balls. So remaining should be black. So 2 red and 3 blacks. Or 3 red means 3 red and 2 black because totally we required 5. Or when we are having 4 red, so remaining should be 1 black. Now take one by one. Whenever there is and, we will use multiplication principle. So the first one, 2 red and 3 black balls can be selected in. Now we are having 4 red. Out of that we want to select 2 red. So that can be done in 4C2 ways. Into and is there. Now we have 6 black and 3 blacks we want to select. So that can be done in 6C3 ways. Secondly, that is 3 red and 2 black. So 3 red and 2 black ball can be selected in. We have 4 red, we want to select 3. So that is 4C3 into. We have 6 black, we want to select 2. So it is 6C2 ways. And since there is and, multiplication sign is there. Third one is 4 red and 1 black ball can be selected in. We have 4 red, out of that we want to select 4, so that is 4C4 into. We have 6 black and we want to select 1, so it is 6C1 ways. Now everywhere there is OR in between, so we should have addition principle. So here we are having addition principle as well as multiplication principle. So here by addition principle, total number of ways balls can be drawn is this 4C2 into 6C3, the first term, plus 4C3 into 6C2, that is second term, plus 4C4 into 6C1, that is the third term. Now apply the formula for combination, that is 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial into this 6 factorial upon 3 factorial, 6 minus 3, that is 3 factorial, plus 4C3, that is 4 factorial, 3 factorial into 4 minus 3, that is 1 factorial into this 6 factorial upon 2 factorial into 4, 6 minus 4, 2, that is 4 factorial, plus 4 factorial upon 4 factorial into 4 minus 4, that is 0 factorial into 6 factorial upon 1 factorial into 6 minus 1, that is 5 factorial. Now simplify it up to 2 factorial, it will get cancelled, so remaining is 3 into 4 divided by 2. Here up to 6, that means up to 3 it will get cancelled, so remaining is 4 into 5 into 6 divided by this 3 factorial means 2 into 3 plus this 3 factorial and 4 factorial. So up to 3 factorial it will get cancelled. So remaining is 4 into this 6 factorial. So up to 4 factorial it will get cancelled. So remaining is 5 into 6 and divided by this 2. So 5 into 6 divided by 2 plus this 4 factorial it will get cancelled into this up to 6 factorial and 5 factorial. So 5 factorial will get cancelled. So remaining is 6. And now simplify it. So it is 186 ways that we can frame or we can draw the 5 balls. Next example. A certain job requires 1 punching and 1 drilling machine. There are 4 punching and 4 drilling machines available. In how many ways can the job be completed? Now we require punching as well as drilling also. So there are 4 punching. So 1 punching job can be selected from 4 punching in 4C1, that is equal to 4 ways. And 1 drilling job can be selected from 4 drilling in 4C1, that is 4 ways. Now here both are required, so and is there. So by multiplication principle, the job can be completed in 4C1 into 4C1, that is 4 into 4, that is equal to 16 ways that we can complete them. Now see, let us say next example, that is there are 10 points in a plane of which 4 are collinear. Find the number of distinct lines passing through these points, triangles with vertices at these points and quadrilateral with vertices at these points. So the first part, lines passing through these points. Lines passing through these points, there are requirement of 2 points to draw a line. So to draw a straight line, 2 points are essential. We have 10 points. So the number of lines passing through 10 points can be drawn in 10C2 because we want 2 points. So simplify it, 10 factorial upon 2 factorial, 10 minus 2, that is 8 factorial. So to 8 factorial it will get cancelled. So it is 9 into 10 divided by 2. So that is 9, 4, 10s are 90 divided by 2, that is 45 ways. But if the 2 points selected happen to be out of these 4 collinear points. So all these collinear points give only one line. See how it is. These are the 4 collinear points A, B, C and D. They are all lying on the same line, that is L, and that's why they are collinear points. Now if we are going to label the names passing through these 4 points, so the lines passing through these 4 collinear points are, this is AB, then AC, then AD, here it is, then start from B, so BC and BD, so BC and BD, and the last one is CD. So these are the 6 lines. Actually these are not different line, they are the 4 points. Out of that we can write in a 6 way. So all of these 6 lines are nothing but the line L. So all these 6 lines are the names of the same line L. So all 6 lines are not distinct, but that is only one line, and that's why number of lines passing through these 4 collinear points. Now here we have drawn it manually, but by using formula we are having 4 collinear points. We want 2 from that. So 4C2, that is equal to 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 4 minus 2, that is 2 factorial. So it is 3 into 4 upon 2, that is 6. So these are the 6 points, sorry, not points, 6 lines. So these 6 lines are not distinct and hence must be counted as only once. See here we have drawn by figure, that is all of these 6 lines are nothing but the line L, that is only one line, and therefore total number of straight lines is equal to, in above we have here 45 lines, but these 45 lines include these 6 lines which are not distinct. That's why 45 minus this 6, but it is only one line, and that's why plus 1. So 45 minus 6 plus 1, that gives you 40 ways that we can draw the lines from these 10 points, out of which 4 are collinear. See the second part, that is triangle. Triangle with vertices at these points. Now to draw the triangle, we need three non-collinear points are essential. Now out of these non-collinear points, 2 points can be collinear. So the number of triangles passing through 10 points is 10C3, that is equal to 10 factorial upon 3 factorial into 10 minus 3, that is 7 factorial. So up to 7 factorial it will get cancelled. So remaining is 8 into 9 into 10. Upon this 3 factorial means 2 into 3. So it is 120 ways. Now if all of these 3 points are coming to be from 4 linear, that is collinear points, then they cannot form triangle, because for triangle all these 3 points should be non-collinear. So how many such triangles will be there? So out of 4, if you are going to select 3, so it is 4C3. So it is 4 factorial upon 3 factorial into 1. So 4C3, that is equal to 4. Now number of distinct triangles, that is equal to 120, because we are having out of 10 we are selecting 3, so that is 120 minus collinear points. Due to collinear points we are getting 4 triangles which is considered here, but they will not form the triangle, so subtract those. So 120 minus 4, that is equal to 116 triangles we will get from these points. The third part is quadrilateral. Quadrilateral with vertices at these points. Now for the quadrilateral to be formed, we required 4 points. Now from these 4 points in the quadrilateral, we know that for quadrilateral 1, 2, 3 and 4, these are the 4 points. Out of that, these 2 are collinear, or these 2 can be collinear, or these 2 can be collinear. That means 2 can be from the collinear. So what will happen in this combination of 4 points? We want 4 points. So here for a quadrilateral to be formed, 4 points are essential, out of which 2 may be collinear. So at most 2 points are collinear. If more than 2 points are collinear, then it will not form a quadrilateral. So 2 are collinear means what? 2 are collinear and remaining 2 are not collinear, because totally we require 4 points. Or at most 2 means maximum 2, means reduce it by 1. So it is first of all 2. So 1 collinear and 3 non-collinear. Or all the 4 non-collinear. That means 0 collinear, because at most 2 means maximum 2. So it can be either 2 or 1 or 0 collinear points. So that is here 2, 1 and no means 0. Now 2 collinear and 2 non-collinear, the first part that can be selected. So we have 4 collinear, from that we are selecting 2 into. Now we have 10 points, out of that 4 will be collinear. So remaining are 6 non-collinear. So 6C2 ways. Now second one is 1 collinear and third non-collinear. So 1 collinear and 3 non-collinear points can be selected in 4C1 into 6C3 ways. And the third one, that is 4 non-collinear points, that can be selected in 6C4 ways, that is 6 non-collinear, so take 4, so 6C4 ways. Now here is OR, so we are having by addition principle, total number of quadrilaterals is equal to 4C2 into 6C2 plus 4C1 into 6C3 plus 6C4 ways. Now find the numbers by using the combination formula. So 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 4 minus 2, that is 2 factorial into 6 factorial into 2 factorial, 6 minus 2, that is 4 factorial plus 4 factorial upon 1 factorial into 4 minus 1, that is 3 factorial into 6 factorial into 3 factorial, 6 minus 3, that is 3 factorial plus this 6 factorial upon 4 factorial into 2 factorial. So 6 minus this, now up to 2 factorial it will get cancelled. So remaining is 3 into 4 upon this 2 into Up to 4 factorial it will get cancelled. So 5 into 6 upon 2 plus this 4c up to that get cancelled. So it is 4 into up to 3 factorial it will get cancelled. So 4 into 5 into 6 divided by 3 factorial means 2 into 3 plus up to 4 factorial it will get cancelled. So 5 into 6 upon 2. So it is 90 plus 80 plus 15, that is totally 185 ways that we can draw a quadrilateral from these 10 points. Now the next example. In a board of directions meeting, after everyone had seconds with everyone else, it was found that 91 seconds were exchanged. How many members were present at the meeting? Now, we don't know the total number of members, so let there be n members in the meeting. So when everyone shake hand with the everyone else, we require 2 hands to second. So totally n members. From n members we are taking 2 hands because one from the first person and second hand of the second person. So we require 2. So from n persons we are selecting 2 hands. So it is NC2. But actually total number of seconds is equal to 91 ways. And actually if there are n members, then second can be done in NC2 ways. That means this NC2 must be equal to 91. So we have NC2 is equal to 91. Now simplify it, that is n factorial upon 2 factorial into n minus 2 factorial, and that is equal to 91. So n factorial can be written as, now here we are having n minus 2 factorial. So n factorial is the biggest term. So split up this n factorial up to n minus 2. So n reduced by it is n minus 1, reduce it by n minus 2 and then give the factorial notation, divided by this 2 into n minus 2 factorial. Now this n minus 2 factorial, n minus 2 factorial, that will get cancelled. And what remains? That is n into n minus 1 upon 2. That is n into n minus 1 upon 2, and that is equal to 91. Now we are having n into n minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 91. So this 2 will go to that RHS. So it is 91 into 2, that is n into n minus 1, that is equal to 182. Now this 182 can be factorized into 2 successive numbers. So this can be, it is 14 into 13. Now here we are having in the left side, that is 2 successive numbers, n into n minus 1, that is 1 reduced by this, and here it is 14 into 13. So these are the 2 successive, these are the 2 successive, that means n must be equal to 14 or n minus 1 must be equal to 13. Anyway you can go. So n must be 14. So there are 14 members in the meeting. So in this way we can use the formula of combination, and we can solve the different types of the examples by using the formula. So these concepts of permutations and combination we will require in solving the probability. So in the next lecture we will go towards the probability. So till then, bye. Thank you.